And the variety that you find in this area is Trepat. Trepat. I mean, we have talked before about the Pansa Blanca, which is a quite special local grape. So Trepat is also very special grape. You can only find there. So there are Joan Ramon Escoda, he's working with Trepat. Also Pep Torres from Casa Pardet, they are producers that they are already working with Trepat. But Carlania, they have taken the Trepat. I would say that Trepat is a little bit like the Pinot Noir in Spain. It's a very fine red grape. But here, surprisingly, we have Macabeu on one hand, so we have the fruitiness of the Macabeu with the Trepat, which is a red grape. But here you have something quite interesting. At Sant Pere Ambigats is also, that's 19, we are on the 19.
You can see a little tinge.
Yes, yes, exactly. I love this wine. Huh? It's so I think that here we start to have yeasty notes. Huh? So we're coming from the minerality and the salty note from the first one.
Yeah.
And here the yeasty note starts to appear. And personally, I love the yeasty notes at the end of the white wine.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is like definitely yeasty, fresh yeasty, but you can feel a bit of the baked aspects coming in, like it's,
Yeah, a little bit of walnuts or hazelnut also.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. And this coming from Trepat. This is what the Trepat is giving. So we have the fruitiness of Macabeu, which is white fruit.
Yeah.
And the complexity of the Trepat is giving these toasty notes that you have said.
Cool. No, it's really interesting. I've never had Trepat as, I guess, direct press blended.
Yeah.
It's nice little idea.
Super. And now we go to something that you already know. So Clot de las Soleres, I guess that you know these guys, Carlos and Montse.
Yeah, lovely people.
Yes. And I mean, this year they have had a lot of issues with the harvest. In fact, they have had almost no production 2020 because of mildew.
Wow.
Mildew is a fungi, but it's they are one of the few that they are really working with nothing in the grape, nothing in the wine, and this is what is happening. So neighbors from them using any kind of pesticides, of course, they have had a good harvest. They have had nothing. The only point is that they had enough wine from 19, so I think that we will enjoy their wines. And this is
so they didn't produce like really anything at all.
I would say I mean few or almost zero.
Yeah.
Almost zero. It has been a quite dramatic experience. Yeah. It was quite tough. Yeah. I mean, but this is the risk that you run when you decide to work with these things. Macabeu, that's 17. So we are coming from Sonia and Carlos Macabeu and Trepat. We stay with the Macabeu. So this, I mean, Carlos, they are a little bit more north. We have a little bit maybe the influence of the sea a little bit more pronounced than before.
It's when you like. Already.
No, it's amazing. Have a little bit of sugar.
Exactly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Tiny.
Yeah, tiny. But I think it's not hurting. Huh?
No, it just like gives it more texture.
Yeah. Exactly.
You feel it a bit in the end, but then I think it just like sort of enhances the fruit a little bit. But yeah, you can feel it. But then I quite like that to sort of finish on, or I don't know, sometimes it's nice to start with, but I think a little bit of residual sugar it can also be like quite nice to play around with during the evening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Give a little bit more of the body to the mouth. Yeah, and it's fruity. It's much more fruity than before. But but I think what you have said, I think I will have this sweetness, the fruitiness, and at the end I start also to identify the yeast, which gives this feeling of.
For sure. And it just like stays and plays around there with the acidity as well. Like it has the acidity stays so much that you again don't feel the there's a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, talking about acidity, then we have also the Xarello from them. I mean, it's difficult to say which wine of them I like more. But today we don't have bubbles in principle. I mean, here I'm saying we don't have bubbles, and we see bubbles. But
was this 19?
17.
17. Yeah.
You know, I have learned with them that they need 1-2 years in the bottle, and then I take the decision to keep 1 year the wines.
Agreed. It's
Some producers, some wines you can drink very, very young, but with Carlas and Monse, I take the time. I mean, I can allow, but I keep them 1 year in my warehouse.
Okay.
And then after 1 year, I think that they are perfect. They are fantastic. You will see. So we are coming from the Macabeu, which is really fruity, and now we have Xarello. Xarello is, you know, it's also a local grape. And then here we don't have sugar.
It's nice and herbaceous. A little bit of, a little bit more savoury. Still like nice and salty.
That's
I feel like I tried this with you some months ago when you came to Barra.
It was 15. It was the previous year.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, they keep a certain regularity. But it's funny. Some people has defined the 15 was like feminine wine, and this is masculine. So the different years.
Okay. Which vintage is it?
It's 16.
It is 16.
It's 16.
Okay.
So and I mean, of course, we keep one backbone. So it's the minerality and the yeasty notes, also the acidity, which I think it's very, very well balanced. But every year we have a different personality, and I cannot say. I mean, I remember from them I had 14, 15, and 16. Right now, 14 was without bubbles, so it was like a standard quiet wine. It was super nice. So you had the yeast. I said 15 was maybe much more body, much more.
I feel like that's what I remember. Then I thought that I think for me I prefer the 16 for like the I don't know. This herbal, more savoury. It's a little bit sharper, but it's quite
Okay, super.
nice. For me.
And in between both Macabeu and Xarello, what do you think? Which one you?
I feel like there's a time and a place for both of them. I think, like we said, this with the tiny, like, little hint of sugar could be nice for brunch, could be nice at the end of dinner. The Xarello, I feel like I could drink it all day. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They're both.
I mean, it's funny what you say, because in fact that's one of the dangers of Xarello. So you start to drink and it seems maybe a little bit aggressive in the first, but then it's a wine that you need to continue drinking.
Yeah, it makes you a little. It's like thirst quenching. Yeah.
Yes. I know it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this other one I have kept just so. It's open since also a long time, Nacho, at Chaira. This is, I think that you know, Godello grape.
Yeah, we had the,
that is
so
Opando, that's a different one. So that one is Opando white. And with a Chaira, here we have, but okay, I see the color. This is more the rock and roll glass seed. Because that's a Donha Branca, but it's open now from 3-4 days. It's a Donha Branca. It's a very also popular grape in Portugal, north of Spain, Galicia, and you will see. So it's, I mean, you have the acidity from the Atlantic here, but Oh my god. That's it. It's open now from
Wow.
2-3 days, but it's all wines that
But
Nacho
still,
are.
how was it open? How was it tasting when it was?
Maybe
first-
and now it's punky, really punky. So when it's fresh open, it keeps the complexity, but it's maybe much more direct, much more vertical.
Yeah.
So this complexity is always there. So
Yes,
all
for
these different flavors, but now it's really punky,
Yeah.
and it's maybe a little bit more fine, a little bit more elegant. But it's not plain at all. It's not plain.
No, it's definitely not. Plain.
But
It's
now
very, it's very colourful.
So this was, let's say, bonus track. So Nacho
Yeah.
was bonus track.
And
Okay.
usually his vineyards are a little higher altitude for the region.
Yes, a little bit. The particularity in Galicia is that you don't have big spaces, so they are
Yeah.
really tiny, and